I got a good one today for my shoes, but before that, it had literally been years. Edit. So basically, I learned to get a backpack or get a hat or get prepared to be called out for my shirt. Story 1. I'm gay, but most people think I'm straight because I guess I don't immediately come across as stereotypically gay. I noticed that once people find out I'm gay, I get way more compliments, especially from women. I think some women don't like complimenting guys for fear of seeming like they're leading them on. Without people knowing I'm gay, the only thing I get complimented on is my eyes. Story 2. At a design studio where I am freelancing, I have had a couple of people compliment me in the last 2 weeks on the t-shirts I am wearing that I designed. How cool is that? Story 3. I am a dude who is a nurse, and the girls at work love my scrubs. They are made of that Under Armour gym material and always get a "can I feel them?" every so often because they are silky. They also like how they hang and contour my body. It's nice, haha. Story 4. Well, that depends. Do our significant others count? My fiancé compliments me every day before I leave. Actually, we both compliment each other. It's a nice way to start the day, isn't it? Story 5. In 2013, the only gay kid in my class told me that he liked the suit I wore to class, and I wore only suits for the rest of middle and high school. That is literally the most recent one. Story 6. I get some occasional compliments on my boots and leather jacket. Last week, the waitress in the coffee shop I was at said my reading glasses looked cool and made me look like Harry Potter. I'll consider that half a compliment. Story 7. Quite literally, all my money is spent on clothing because I am truly annoying. It allows me to express myself while staying quiet when I work on it quite often. But then I end up rambling about some obscure fact or niche designer nobody asked for and kind of just steal the scene when someone does. It's really nice when someone appreciates it the same way I do, though. Story 8. Like a year ago, a girl I had been seeing said she liked my shirt, that the color was really good for me. Guess what shirt and color I wear most now? Story 9. Several weeks ago, I received the first and only compliment I've ever gotten, and it was about a new shirt I was wearing. The person, a female coworker of mine whom I absolutely detest, but at least it was something. Story 10. Last weekend from my best friend. Last time before that was from one of my wife's friends about a month ago. She said she doesn't particularly like my style personally but appreciates it because I take pride in my appearance. I recently got some new shirts for work and received lots of compliments last week too. Story 11. I wore my T-Rex dress shirt to work Tuesday. I got exactly one compliment. Made the whole purchase worthwhile. Story 12. A few weeks ago, the day before this happened, my girlfriend was teasing me because I have this pair of Walmart Wranglers. Only joking around. The next morning, we went into Pete's Coffee, and I was wearing this yellow thermal long sleeve shirt I received as a Christmas gift from her grandmother, also from Walmart. While we were waiting for her mocha, one of the baristas looked over, complimented it, and asked where I got it. Oh, I got it at Walmart. I looked over at her with a grin. Story 13. A black analog watch with a black metal belt. The belt and click lock were custom. Total 5,000 rupees or $68.08. It gets me very frequent compliments. I don't know how to share pictures here. If someone can guide me, I will share the link. Story 14. Last year, around May, I guess, I was wearing a blue Mega Man t-shirt and went into some hippie stoner shop to buy something or other. The guy behind the counter looks up, hardly paying attention, lazily drawls, "Can I help dash?" Then goggles his eyes at my shirt, cracks a huge smile, and starts nodding his head. Cool shirt, man. Story 15. Yesterday, a woman at work smiled at me and said she liked my shirt. I smiled back, said thank you, and marched right down to Human Resources to file a complaint. Story 16. I get compliments on my fluvogs regularly. Most recently for these, which almost always get some attention when I wear them. Story 17. I'm a big guy, and in my late 20s, I noticed that other big guys I'd see at the mall were often wearing the same clothes I did, as there were only a few clothing stores that catered to men our size in our city. Unless you were willing to spend $80 to $100 for a shirt and over $100 for pants, these stores usually only offered polyester mixed clothes in dark colors that would always leave me smelling of body odor, regardless of how much I showered or how good my deodorant was. I started actively searching for quality 100% cotton, wool, or silk shirts at higher-end American retailers, and after a year, I had a new wardrobe of really nice, well-fitting clothes. I would get compliments almost daily from coworkers at the office and even people on the street. Clothes became a big part of my life, but despite the compliments, I was miserable as I was always focused on my looks. Fast forward to a couple of years ago when I made a big career change and went from a boutique white-collar job with a professional dress code to a very blue-collar job where you can show up to work in just about anything short of pajamas. I got rid of all the fancy clothes and bought some plain jeans and hoodies. Now, instead of coworkers telling me I look good, I have family and friends tell me I look happy. To me, that's a win. Story 18. Does a haircut count? Every time I get a haircut, usually after 1 month, one of my female coworkers always compliments it. Also, some people like the way I dress, casual, but I take it up a notch. My fiancée especially. She always loved that look on me. She says it makes me look a bit more mature. Same with cologne. Story 19. This afternoon, I walked out of my dorm as a whole group of people walked in. I was wearing my girlfriend's shirt, and 2 women stopped to compliment it. Story 20. My absolute banger of a shirt is what I like to call the psychedelic dinosaur. It's like an airy mesh shirt with a dinosaur and a galaxy backdrop on it. I wore it to the gym a few weeks ago and all my friends were liking it. Story 21. Late to the thread, but the other day I was wearing a t-shirt with a kind of crazy pattern on it. My mom's Australian boyfriend said it was a cool shirt and reminded him of the Aboriginal Australians. So I have that going for me. Story 22. Last fall for the leather jacket, a Hugo Boss lambskin that was like $1,000, and all black Adidas shoes, the all blacks with red shoelace tips from 2019 I was wearing, it was from a younger dude. Still felt good because I do not typically get compliments for what I wear. Story 23. When I was 10 years old, my father's ex-wife told me my tiny suit was handsome. I cannot remember a clear memory ever since. I'm 24 now. She was the closest thing I had to a mother figure. I've spent about the equivalent of 1 week in her presence. Story 24. A few months ago, when I was a bar back at a casino, I got a compliment from my coworker on my shoes. Unfortunately, all the walking completely destroyed them. Prior to that, my skateboard shoes got a few compliments last year. One kid on my birthday ended up asking me to do an ollie. Felt good, to be honest. Love the skateboarding community. Story 25. Last Saturday night, I kept getting compliments on my outfit while I walked down Bishop Arts at 1 a.m. And the Wednesday before that day, I went to the Dallas Museum of Arts, and people were coming up to me to tell me that my jacket and shoes looked nice. It definitely boosted my ego tenfold. And after those 2 experiences, I realized my purpose in life is fashion, inspiring people with colors and bringing smiles. Basically, the lesson of the day is that a random compliment can go a long way. Story 26. I got complimented a few times on Saturday for my outfit. I was wearing a neon Gore-Tex Under Armour jacket with the blue and pink acronym Prestos and 2 Christopher Kites chains. The younger people liked my shoes and the older ladies liked my chains, which kind of surprised me. Then, on Sunday and Monday, I got complimented on the hoodies that I wore, and a coworker kind of complimented me by saying that she never knew that my ears were pierced, which is kind of strange to me because I've seen her pretty much every day for a year, so how did you not notice? But yeah, I get complimented quite often because I actually put effort into getting dressed. However, it is very rare that an attractive girl compliments me. Story 27. A few days ago, my roommate complimented me on a jacket I had sitting in my closet that I hadn't touched since I got dumped months ago. It really brought up my mood. Story 28. My girlfriend and I compliment each other nearly every single day over one point or another. I'm extremely lucky to have found her, to be completely honest. It always feels genuine, which makes all the difference. Story 29. I have a couple of t-shirts I get compliments on pretty regularly. One is Peter Griffin dressed as Superman saying, "I'm Batman." Another is Wall-E Coyote sitting on a rocket, and it says Super Genius. Story 30. Called handsome last week, though it wasn't specifically for my clothes. Also got told my shirt was nice, but I fished for that one a little. 2, maybe 3 weeks before that, A girl at a bar complimented my jacket while we were in line. Honestly, it's been a good month. Before that, I think it's been a while. Story 31. Once a girl in the elevator at my job mentioned that a t-shirt I was wearing was pretty cool. It's a white t-shirt with an awesome skull in the middle, wearing a Native American feather hat that changes color depending on whether it's cool or warm. I was so happy and proud about my choice. It was 1 year, 2 months, and a few days ago. Story 32. November. I think I wore a Kikkoman soy sauce branded shirt, bought it at Walmart for $12, to a sushi place. I got a love the shirt, man from one of the servers. Story 33. Yesterday at work, I received compliments on my socks. I usually get 2 to 3 compliments a week on my socks from either coworkers or random strangers. I find some cool sets of graphic socks at Walmart and Kohl's that are both comfortable and cool looking, and often cheaper than normal socks. I usually mix them up like one Thor and one Hulk for a Thor, Ragnarok theme, or random like a Deadpool and a Mega Man. I'm kind of ugly, and my socks have worked wonders for my confidence. Get cool socks. Do it. Story 34. I got a compliment for my glasses on Tuesday, but I don't know if that counts. Before that, it was on Saturday for wearing a wool knit sweater I got for Christmas that I really like. I have some girlfriends who are really good at complimenting clothing they like, and my best guy friend and I compliment each other a lot as well, so I get them fairly often. It really makes your day. I'm really lucky in that way. Story 35. Every day, some random staff member in our school compliments me for having a lot of hair, which I don't, and they say I should trim it to 1 inch. Those bald people are jealous of me. Story 36. Had a compliment on my new winter coat a few weeks ago. A few weeks before that, my sister complimented a casual button-up I was wearing. I've got a members-only style jacket that I wear about 3 times a year, and it receives a comment at least once every time I wear it. It's about 10 years old by now, but it still looks great. Story 37. Last night, it's a blessed regularity, and to be honest, I'm sure being a sharp dresser probably helps with confidence, even if it doesn't serve to cultivate a traditionally manly image. But oh well. Story 38. I get compliments from my boss about my socks because they are colorful. I wear Stance brand. My girlfriend also said that I look really nice in the white and blue striped dress shirt I have. Story 39. Yesterday, I take pride in my style more than almost any facet of my presentation. As a result, I typically get compliments at least every other day. Put some time into thinking through what you are wearing and you will be noticed. Story 40. People seem to really like my obnoxious Vans shoes. I'd say once every couple of weeks someone tells me, cool shoes. It was really weird at first because I wasn't used to it, but it makes me happy now. Story 41. 2 days ago, I was asked for a photo by someone doing a Humans of New York type thing. I was waiting for a date to finish work, so I was feeling pretty swish. It was a nice confidence boost. Story 42. I went to the Apple store recently to get my phone fixed, and the guy helping me was super nice. I walked in with my new shirt I bought the day before, and he complimented it while putting in my information. It was something small, but it made my day. Story 43. About 5 days ago, honestly, it's people I know, though. But I wear a lot of designer clothes and slightly more expensive sneakers. So I've had it when someone randomly comes up and says something about my outfit, but usually, it's my friends. Story 44. I wore a dress I wasn't totally confident in to my sister-in-law's bridal shower a week ago. People seemed surprised to see me wear it, but they complimented me the entire evening. Story 45. Yesterday, when I got a few compliments for my khakis, brown boots, and button-down purple shirt with polka dots, I felt very nice because, while it's not a lot clothing-wise, I do put effort into my appearance. I take pride in looking my best and don't feel complete if an outfit isn't what I want it to be. Occasionally, being told I look nice is also the only compliment I've gotten from my peers in I don't know how long. Story 46. A couple of years back, I ordered some new glasses from a famous mail order place. I'd ordered a pair of wire rims, which I intended to use as my everyday wear, and I ordered another pair in a dark plastic frame with polycarbonate lenses that I intended to use as safety glasses. I own a picture framing shop, and one day I couldn't find my regular glasses, so I wore my safety glasses to work. Every one of my staff complimented me on the glasses. Since they are all keenly aware of image and aesthetics, I decided to make them my daily wear instead and relegated the wire frames to an emergency pair in my car. Story 47. I'm always unnecessarily hesitant to accept compliments like that because I always assume I'm actually being made fun of. So probably more recently than I think, but I didn't log it as an actual compliment in my mind. Story 48. Probably back in December. I have a hockey jersey collection and occasionally received compliments on it. But now that I'm out of school, nobody gets to see me wearing them unless I happen to be out. Story 49. A couple of months ago, I wore a suit for a speech and a court case for university on the same day, and a female friend said, "You look nice today," and I still think about it weekly. Story 50. The only comment I can remember for what I was wearing was something like, "Why are you wearing a hoodie? It's like 28 degrees Celsius out here." Oh well, I guess it's normal coming from you. Story 51. I got a comment that I was looking cute by a group of girls a month back. It was my sister's wedding, who is 5 years older than me, and the said group of girls were actually her close friends. I was dressed in the traditional Indian wedding wear, and it was just a big sister compliment from them.